Um, as you know, Steelers' first preseason game was last night, so we're gonna talk a little bit about that. I got a little bit of data to present that I picked up from Steelers Depot. Shout out them. Um, but yeah, without further ado, jump right into it. Obviously, I don't have no intro, so we're still working on that. Before we get into it, though, I took some notes from the game, and we'll dive into those. But I really wanted to preface with I was really looking forward to seeing Will Howard. Um, I thought for him that this opportunity was going to be big, and seeing what we're going to do next year in the draft. Um, and since he didn't play, it makes me wonder: are they going to go all in for a quarterback next year in the draft? I mean, we accumulated what 12, 13 picks, um, and it's just looking more and more like they're going to trade up and go get somebody. Um, Real hot take. So let me know what you think on this. But so far, my top three quarterbacks for next year's draft: Drew Aller at one, Garrett Nussmeier at two, Lenore Sellers at three. Honorable mention, Kate Klubnik. I think he can work his way in the top three, but those are my top three for now. And Lenore Sellers, quick sidebar, he's either going to be like an elite quarterback or he's going to be an AR-15. Kind of no in between with him. So we'll see. But anyways, without further ado, let's get into it. So I got this chart. So I think this would be the best way to do it. So I got this chart, um, and it shows the snap counts that everybody played. Um, One thing that I was really pleased to see is looks left receiver just got snaps. I think it's important as he works his way from being a swing tackle to being a primary left tackle that he continues to get reps. Um, Obviously, you don't want to overdo it with it being game one, but you do want to see him get out there, and I think he performed well. I think the offensive line performed well all around. And then we want to look on the right side. Another one that really stuck out to me. Let me find it. It's going to be I don't even know how to explain it, but it's on the right side, and it's going to be Cole Holcomb, played 25 snaps. I think that's huge as he works his way back from injury. Um, I mean, just what a guy, what a story. Flies around, plays hard. So I got some notes that I took from the game that I just wanted to briefly go over. Uh, so I thought that I love what I've seen from the two coordinators. I think what we seen last year from Arthur Smith was maybe a little bit limited, maybe because of Greg didn't have the confidence. But I think this offensive drive, obviously, it was the first preseason game, so we're not going to like jump to extremes. But I like what I saw: more play action, more vertical attack, um, crossing routes, and then obviously, you got your outside zone, you're in between the tackles. We didn't run toss 20 times, which is amazing to see. The offensive line, everybody that played offensive line played solid throughout. I thought there were a few snaps where you get pressure, but in the NFL, you're not gonna have a clean pocket every game. I thought we had more clean pockets than bad pockets, and a few perfect pockets, which is very very positive. And it's just Fatanu got in. He looked seasoned. He didn't look like a rookie that got hurt and didn't play last year. But I thought the whole group was solid. It was an area of concern last year. Could have been Russ. Could have been Fields. Could have been the lack of weapons we have on offense, but whatever. But it looked good. Okay, so I took notes about drive, and so I just want y'all to know like this is not just me. It's just not just like what I think. I love to hear your feedback and your thoughts in the comments as well. But this is what I thought. So I thought the first defensive drive, and throughout the game, we played a lot of coverages out of disguises, which is always huge because you want to try and trick those quarterbacks. Um, and make them wonder what they're seeing, make their eyes adjust post snap, try and get that split second of them making a read, figuring out what coverage you're in, and let your defensive line get home. I thought he did a good job of mixing it up between zone and man, which is important. I know we wanted to play man a lot last year. I don't think we had the facilities to do that, but I think we're more capable this year. Um, and in those zones, I thought we did a very, very good job of like breaking on the ball. Um, and it's easy when you get in the zone and you see the ball go away or go to your zone that you kind of like, check and see, where the ball's going. But I thought the defensive backs and the linebackers did a great job of being around the ball and it was caught and bringing it down. There were a few missed tackles later in the game, um, where 5 yard route in the zone turns into a 15, 20 yard gain after a missed tackle. But for the most part, I thought the defensive backs were very disciplined in their zone. They played reactionary football. They were around the ball as soon as it was caught. A lot of open field tackles, so that was good. Good to see. Um, yeah, and I thought we did a good job being physical with the receivers, um, both in their routes and um, you know when you're chucking when they come through your zone. I thought we did a good job of that. Um, yeah, I'm just excited to see how these defensive schemes continue to grow throughout the year. Um, excited to see the mix between man and zone. I'm excited to see how we rotate where Ramsey comes in. If he's going to play more nickel, if he's going to play more safety, he's going to get reps at corner. I'm excited to see Slay. I don't think we've seen him yesterday, so I'm excited to see him. Obviously Joey Porter Jr., but some of the younger guys on his defense. Let's look at this chart again. Um, we'll start with the defense. Um, Yaya Black. Let's start with him because I don't want to go down too low, but Yaya Black. I mean, just like watching him on the field, he's massive, he's huge, he's everything that they say is about his size, pause. Um, but just like his athleticism, there's a few plays you see him running side to side, chasing down the screen actually, but just like in his run fits, he takes up the gap, but he also does a good job of like running to the ball, pursuing the ball, showing his athleticism, which I think he gets a lot of credit for, or should get a lot of credit for. But I was pleasantly surprised with him. I'm excited to see how he grows. I think he has tremendous upside um, in his pass rush because of his size and whatnot. But he did a good job. There's a few snaps I've seen him get his hands up in the passing lanes, which is, I mean, awesome. So yeah, if a big guy like that can get his hands up, then you have opportunity to back down a lot of passes. But he did a good job in his run fits. As I said before, I saw him running side to side, so that was good. Peyton Wilson, this guy's an animal. Just like he's a freak. Like his speed, his instincts, his reaction time, like he's always around the ball and he's physical. I know you've seen him about suplex that one guy, but this dude's gonna be a beast. Year two is gonna be insane for him. I thought Thornhill played well. He had a big hit on Brian Thomas early in the game. Um, I thought he played okay. Um, it is what it is. McCutcheon, he caught a pick. I thought he had some solid reps. Obviously, not. You know, it's a tough cornerback room to get in, and so that pick I think helps him. His special team snap count obviously is going to help him being versatile. But I thought he played well. He played well. I'm not gonna go through all names because I don't want to be here all day. But I saw a lot of Killebrew. His safety play, I think he's always around the ball, but he's always just like a step away from making a play or a step too slow. Um, but you know what you're going to get from him on special teams, and he can do a job at safety. I don't think he's ever going to be a world beater, but he played all right. Carson Bruner, I mean, what he brought on special teams was impressive to me. Um, I thought he brought a lot of physicality, a lot of effort, a lot of speed to the special teams. But when they put him in at linebacker, I thought he did a good job being in the zone coverages, um, being where he's supposed to be, being around the ball, bringing it down when it's caught. He has some good run fits. I remember there was one play where they were in outside zone, and we got to rush up the middle to force the running back to cut back. And he was right there. He scraped perfectly, filled the gap perfectly, and didn't overrun it. He made a good play. So I think, I mean, obviously his instincts. His dad was in the league, so his instincts are there. I'm not sure about his athleticism. I didn't really see him running side to side. And that might have been my fault. I might not have been paying attention, but I would love to see more of him next game running side to side to get a good feel for how he plays that. But I thought what he brought to special teams was amazing. Cole Holcomb, I mean, don't need to say anything. Dude's come back off injury, looked solid. I mean, he just looked like a seasoned linebacker. He's where he needed to be. Um, I don't recall him making any super huge plays, but I thought he was solid. He was consistent. Sometimes that's what you need. You don't need a linebacker that's going to go out here and make these otherworldly plays and then have mental lapses. You just need consistency. So I thought he brought that. Beanie Bishop, I remember early in the game, I think they went after him 3 or 4 times in the first 2 drives. I thought he held his ground pretty well. I mean, obviously, it's a tough cornerback room to get in, and he popped off the papers last year as a rookie and played well in the slot corner and nickel role. Um, I'm excited to see how he grows. I thought he had a decent game, a couple pass breakups here and there. I think it was him that was on a wheel route. He was beat. He was beat by a few steps. Quarterback slight underthrow, got his head around, played the ball well. So that was good. Good to see that. A little concerned how he got beat because if that is not an underthrow, it possibly could have been a catch for about 30 yards. So but I think he saw it. I think he showed last year what he's capable of, and this year he needs to make that second step and solidify himself. Um, Eccles, I mean, dude, he shocked me. I wasn't super familiar with um him per se. I wasn't familiar with his game. I saw a couple clips when they signed him, but he surprised me. He played pretty well, pretty solid. I think he had one pass breakup. I remember maybe two, but he was solid. So yeah, I don't really know what to expect because it's like I said, such a deep corner room with so much talent. It's going to be extremely hard to get in. Um, Loudermilk looked solid. Couple pressures here and there. Did a good job in the run fits. It is what it is. I thought surprisingly Castro, like watching him play, like his instincts are there. Like his instincts are there, and he was in good places. He overran a pick one time. They threw a crosser right behind him, and I thought he was going to dive back and get it, but he didn't. He just overran it. But he's solid, man. He's got something about him that just he's always around the ball. Instincts are high. Got a high motor. Athleticism may be an issue. Not sure. I don't recall his measurements from the combine, but I think he's a ball player, and the fact that he's got 59% snap percentage on special teams, it's a bonus, and it gives him a better chance of making a roster. Um, Harmon. So I remember Harmon. There was two plays, two stunts, where obviously the stunt is drawn for another player to get a look or one on one, and he just got manhandled on one of those stunts. I mean, just absolutely manhandled. And he's a rookie. It's his first NFL action, so that's to be expected. But what I love that I seen from him was pressures, consistent pressures. Now, as a defensive, as an interior defensive lineman, it's always hard to get the sacks. Um, sometimes you'll get one on ones. A lot of the time you won't. So it was good to see him get pressures. What I would love to see for next week is that next step in him taking would be finishing those pressures and getting the sacks. He forced the pick with his pressure, um, which obviously got overturned, but because of a penalty. But like just seeing the amount of upside he has in his pass rush was so like it just makes me excited. It makes me excited with how much growth he has, but also seeing the foundation that he has. And his run fits were phenomenal. I mean, just blowing up gaps, making plays on the ball, just being where he's supposed to be. And I think that this guy could potentially be a cornerstone for our defense along with Mr. Jack Sawyer. Now, Jack Sawyer, there was one play he got chipped, spun off the chip. Quarterback tried to escape, tackled him for maybe a 1 yard gain. And it's just things like that show his effort and his motor. And sometimes that's more important than where you are in your skill right now. And the same thing goes for Harmon and Yaya Black. You see them with a high motor, chasing down, pursuing, and like you're a rookie, you're young, so they don't expect your skill set to be, you know, in comparison to the people in your room. So like, they don't expect you to be as good as Cam Hayward. They don't expect you to be as good as TJ Watt or Alex Highsmith, but that motor that you show combined with the base fundamental skill you have now shows it just gives them more promise on how much you can achieve. And then Jack Sawyer I think he had a sack there at the end, and there was another play. He had a free run at the quarterback, and he had his hand up, and I was thinking like, what was he doing? But then I remember, trying to smack down the ball, trying to swat the ball, you never know what's going. Um, I thought he was solid. I thought his run fits, holding the edge was solid. Um, Obviously, still want to see him grow as a rusher, but dude, I mean, just between these defensive young guys, like I think they have a lot of upside to be some really good players for the years to come. I was pleasantly surprised. So yeah, let's hop over to the offensive side. Woodside, I mean, he only played 3 plays, and I thought he was gonna get around the end there on that read option, but he didn't. He didn't quite do it, and it is what it is. But at the end of the day, like when Will Howard comes back, Mr. Woodside probably won't be playing much. So uh, yeah, I mean, not much to say. Roman Wilson, okay. Roman Wilson early in the game I think it might have been a dig or a crosser. Caught the ball, a couple yards after the catch, and they threw a flag for defensive holding their pass interference, and I couldn't really see it. I mean, I'd show the replay afterwards, but the fact that he showed the ability to play through contact, still create space, make a catch, was just like those things you want to see from him. Obviously, he didn't play a lot last year, so that was good. And then he caught a screen. I think showed a little bit of wiggle, showed some speed throughout the game. I think he had a contested catch. Check my notes. But yeah, and then I think he had a contested catch. Let's see. Yeah, he did. So I don't know about this format though. Let's okay. So, all right. Sorry, I had a little technical difficulty right there. But yeah, I mean, he's just showing growth, which is all we want. Mr. Washington with his touchdown, man. It's amazing, dude. How he's so massive, but he can still move. He's gonna be a red zone threat. I'm trying to speed up going through this because I want to cover some of the notes. But I was pleasantly surprised with Washington. His ability to block and his size always going to give him a chance on the field. He's shown his ability to be a red zone threat, which I think is going to get him on the field more and just open up more opportunities for touchdowns, which is important. When you get in a red zone, you got to convert. I thought Sherman played well. He had a huge tackle on special teams, I remember. Uh, Showed his hands, showed his versatility. He ran hard. Um, so, yeah, I thought Fatanu looked good for somebody who was hurt last year. Still young. I believe he was a rookie last year, got hurt, didn't play a lot. So and that first team offensive line, dude, like that drive was flawless from a sense of like minimal pressures. Um, Perfect pockets, man. It was amazing to see. So shout out Frazier and Fatanu and Broderick. Yeah, he looked good. So I thought Fatanu looked good. He looked seasoned. He didn't look like a young guy who hadn't played much. I thought Rudolph looked good. Obviously, it's preseason, so we're not gonna like take this commentary to the heart and think we're in the Super Bowl. But I thought Mason looked good. Um, on time, you can tell he's a vet. He looked seasoned. His decision making was good. But the thing that's like crazy about Mason is like when you watch him throw, it's like a live wire. Like the ball just is like it explodes out of his hand. He's got such a strong arm, but he's very precise, and that's good to see. And then McCormick and Broderick, this that first team offensive line was great. I thought we struggled, not struggled, but we didn't run the ball maybe as effectively as we would have liked. I think we had maybe a few 5 yard, 6 yard runs, which is always good to see to me. I don't expect every run to be a home run. I expect consistent 5, 6 yard gains. So that was good to see. I thought Hole looked good. Not as explosive as I would have liked as a runner, but I think his ability to catch passes separates him. Caleb, I mean, dude is just like a specimen. Like you look at him in that backfield, he looks huge. You watch him get the ball. He's patient. He has good vision. Knows how to set up his blocks. He'll play like he's gonna get an A or B gap and bounce it out to C. He's got some explosiveness. He's got some burst. He's got a nice stiff arm on him. Looked like he was getting ahead of himself. He tripped a few times there, but I think we're gonna have one of them ones right there in Caleb Johnson. I truly believe that. Robert Woods, he's a vet. You know what you're gonna get from him. Solid addition to the room, I think, in terms of mentorship and accountability and just knowing where to be. Rock Taylor, I really want this guy to make the 53. I think he's a good talent. I think he has a lot of upside. He made some good catches. I mean, just he made some really really good catches, and yeah, I mean, just I think there was one throw to Thompson. Thompson threw him in the red zone. I would have liked to seen him get a chance to make a play on that ball. out of bounds on a back shoulder fade. But for all in all, I thought he had a solid game. He had maybe 2 or 3 catches, uh, ran some good routes. He blocked hard. So yeah, McCutcheon, same thing, same thing. I thought he made some contested. He made a contested catch on a crucial situation that I thought was good. Same thing with Johnson. I didn't really keep up with one. Kayshawn Williams with the touchdown though. That was a good catch on a 50-50 ball. Um, Showed his ability to make big plays. Not huge in stature, but has the ability to go get the 50-50 ball, which is what you love to see. Um, I think he is an interesting take on the receiver room if he gets in or not, because I think he has. I like him. I think he can be a very solid addition to the room. And then Scott Thompson. I mean, just what a game. Um, he looked way more composed in that preseason game yesterday than he's ever looked at any point in Miami. His decision making was good. His ability to use his legs and get out of pocket, escape sacks was good. His ball placement was good. But I thought more than anything, he's like on time. He looked like he was confident where he was going with the ball. He was on time. He just looked more developed than he did in Miami. He looked more well rounded and more importantly, more confident. Um, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. So let me go over a few notes that I took or that I went over in the game. So um, yeah, I thought the D line did a good job containing the pocket, keeping the quarterback in the pocket, which is obviously going to be a focal point of ours when we play the Ravens with Lamar. But I thought they did a good job of staying in contain, um, staying in their pass rush lanes, staying in their rushing lanes, and just not letting get too many things get outside of them. I thought the linebackers did a really good job filling and fitting. They did a good job in zone. They had some very good man reps too. But I thought all in all, like the defense played well. Obviously, preseason he gave up a lot of points, and that's going to happen. But from a systematic standpoint, a schematic standpoint of being where you're supposed to be, um, and doing what you're supposed to do. I thought that was very promising. Obviously, you want to see him make more plays, create more turnovers, get more sacks. And that will come. We have a lot of young guys out there, but I thought just in terms of like schematics, they did a good job. Need to finish some things, finish some sacks, finish some tackles, make some more plays on the ball. But I thought all in all, like it was good. It was a good start. And when the stars were on the field, um, but they're good. We didn't have our full defense. I'm not sure Jacksonville had their full offense for those first few drives, but we gave up a drive. We got to the red zone, and forced a field goal. And at the end of the day, um, if you're not getting a 3 and out, if you're not going to get the turnover, then hold them to a field goal is the best you can do. So I thought we did solid. And then talked about Mason and Yaya, excuse me. Yeah, Roman Wilson, he had a good contested catch, played through contact, showed the versatility with the screen, looked decent in space. Caleb looked huge, could tell he's a physical specimen. Showed his hands and then dropped the pass right after that. So, but I think he's promising with the ability to run with power and the ability to run with finesse. And then obviously Darnell Washington with the red zone touchdown. So yeah, it's good. I thought we did a good job of keeping the penalties to a minimum, which is always like it's the first preseason game. You would expect a lot of false starts, a lot of holdings, a lot of things like that that may not be called in practice. But I thought for the most part we did an okay job with keeping that pretty clean. Uh, McCutcheon and Harrelden, some good catches down the seams, contested curls, in the big spots. I mean, you love to see that from the young guys. Um, Harrelden with the backflip celebration after the touchdown. I thought that play was good. The pick route obviously is whatever, but I thought the ball placement was good because the ball was underneath him. So it brought the receiver back downhill and makes it hard for the DB to make a play on that. And then gets up and hit a backflip. Like it's crazy. But yeah, and I thought something that was very missed on that play was Caleb Johnson's pass protection. I thought he did a good job stepping over to the left and helping protect so that the touchdown would be complete. So, um, yeah, I thought, special teams, like, the returns were okay, but I thought we almost blocked a few kicks, like just a few kicks that we were just a fingertips away, man, and that can be big down the stretch. You block a kick, you get a return for a touchdown, or you block a kick and you won a game. So I thought that was good. And then uh, McCutcheon on defense had a pick called back by the Loudermilk ref and the quarterback, which whatever, late hit, whatever. Yeah, at the end of the day, um, it's it was a good all around performance. I thought I thought if I had to pick an offensive player of the game, probably my Scott Thompson. He just dominated. He dealed. He dealed yesterday, man, and he had a good performance and he did his thing. He definitely um, looked solid. He looked composed, and he just looked like he was prepared to play. Um, and on defensive player of the game, probably have to be Mr. Sawyer. I like what I saw from him in terms of effort. Um, he had the rip move on the lineman there at the end to get the sack. But he just played hard all night. Was a few steps away from making more plays than he did, but just like the promise that you see from another pass rusher in Pittsburgh, man, it just makes you excited to know that legacy is going to continue with another young guy. Um, I thought Bruner played well. Payne Wilson played well. The defensive secondary played pretty good, and defensive line was just they were good. Offensive line was phenomenal. Quarterback play was phenomenal. Running backs left some things to be desired. Um, thought Sherman ran hard, played well. Um, 35, I can't remember his name. 35, number 35, the running back played really well. He came in late and showed some explosiveness. But yeah, I thought the receiving core looked good. Made some plays, made some contested catches, created space. Um, so yeah, I thought all around it was a good outing for the Steelers. Um, it's gonna be tough, man. It really is gonna be tough to uh, to make a 53-man roster out of these guys because like last night there were some guys I was like, dude, like he can play, and if he doesn't make it 53 here, he'll make it somewhere else. So it's definitely gonna be tough to make these cuts, and I don't envy anybody's got to do it because each of these guys brings something good to the table. And it was promising. It was good to see. Um, so yeah, but most importantly, the most important stat is a win. And so preseason, I want to know right now. I'm looking forward to next week's game. And then yeah, so appreciate y'all tuning in. Let me know in the comments your thoughts, some things you took away from the game, whether it be schematically or player performance, individual performance. Man, I'd love to hear from y'all. And yeah, let's just keep growing this community together. Like and subscribe if you like the video. Peace.